Space. It's our own whole solar system, and you're gonna go into it with me because I'm a guide, and I will take you in every which direction that you need to go or that you want to go. It's not necessary. And when you keep going through all these motions, we haven't even opened the doors yet. You haven't even seen how cool everything is outside, have you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, be sure to put on your crazy your signature trademark crazy glasses before we open these up, because we're right in front of the sun right now, and if you look while we're this close to it, you're probably going to die. I need to talk to our pilot right now, and he has all the controls. John Quintilonius, that's his name. John Quintilonius, could you open up the door? Yeah, it's go. Okay. Well, there's the sun. You can see it now. It was taking a while for the door to go up. So that's the. Okay, now it's a fully open. All right. Oh no, still. Okay, but now it's open, and now you can see the whole sun. We shouldn't look at it unless you have your special glasses on. But yeah. Look, well, we're not gonna care about this thing right now. We're gonna go straight off to our first destination. What's his name? What did I just call him? John Quintilonius. Go ahead. Yeah. Go. As you can see, this is Mercury. This is our first destination. This is where you can spend a lot of your time on this one planet. If you have a 2 days break vacation, I got great news for you. The days on this planet last like long time. So if you're like, oh, I got 2 if you got like 2 days of break, that's like 2 years on this planet, you know? You got a whole lot of time to spend here. Downside, it's like 700 degrees Fahrenheit on the side that is facing the sun and negative 300 on the back. So you're really screwed if you don't like wear sunscreen, unless we have a special thing for you. You can live in this little pod, this crawling pod, you know. The crawling pod, it stays on the horizon where it's a nice 60 degrees Fahrenheit for you, because that's the horizon line. So it's like a thing, so you can just stay right on that edge right there. Do you see that? It's beautiful to be there. We got lasers on the thing. We got tons of lasers up the wazoo. You can just rest easy. If an asteroid comes at you, it'll only be like 50 really tiny ones. And this planet doesn't have an atmosphere, so they won't dissolve, but it'll blow it up, so you don't have to worry about it. Now we're going to the next one. This one's Venus. This one's pretty dang hot. It's got a really thick atmosphere, you know? So it's real hot, but we have a solution for all you cruisers, you space cruisers. There's a sky city on it. It's like, you ever seen Star Wars? It's not like that one because copyright things, but it's like kind of like it because it's a big floating thing and you can get on it. And you can live on it, and there's like food. But thing about the surface is it's really bad to be down there. There's volcanoes, there's acid rain, the pressure will crush you into a fine paste unless you have the cojones, the balls to stand on the surface for 5 measly minutes, and we'll give you $500. If you stand on that planet, the surface. Here, can we just blow away the clouds for a minute? Yeah, all the clouds are gone. You can see what it looks like down there. You can choose your spot. If you stand on there for 5 minutes, collect samples for us, you get 500 smackaroos with your name written all over them. You won't get a suit. We'll just kind of put you down there. I mean, like, if it was a suit, we'd only give you like $25. So why would you care? We need to just, that's optional. You can just hang out in the Cloud City above all the horrible atmosphere stuff. Okay, on to the next one. Whoa, oh, you just missed it. That was Earth. Yeah, we're not stopping there. You're not going back to your house until we get to the end of the tour, or ever, if you failed the Venusian Gauntlet. But this is Mars. We finally arrived. This is the one that this random guy with a dumb name in like 2020 or something, he was really set. He put his big old eyes on this planet like 200 years ago. And didn't happen. He didn't ever get there because he jumped into the ocean and swam into the middle of the Atlantic and then drowned. I don't know why he did that. He had a lot of money or whatever, but he did that, and then other people came to this planet and they colonized it. They're trying to terraform it now, so it's not all red and junk. It could be green pastures and all this stuff by using lasers. They're gonna laser the planet and make it all green. But for now, we got these domes all over, dome cities of the biggest mountain, biggest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. It's huge. So like if this is Mount Everest, this is Olympus Mons. And you're not even going to realize you're on a mountain because of how unsteep, like unlike the Matterhorn or something like that, where it's like that. It's like really long up, but it's really tall. And there's there's a dome we put at the bottom of it. We called it Pompeii. Hopefully it doesn't have the same kind of thing happen to it, because that was pretty bad when that happened. So that won't happen, I think. You thought the Grand Canyon was cool and big and deep and wide? You did nothing compares to this giant crater hole valley canyon thing. It just scrapes right on through it. It just gouge. It's a gouge. They shouldn't call it a valley. You should call it gouge, Mariners, because it's like a gouge. And it's really deep, and it's gonna be cool when you stand there because you can see it from space. So it would be cool when you're standing at the cliff and you look out and you see the eagles, but there's not eagles. But you think about eagles. It also has icy caps, so you can go skiing if you're willing to make the drive. There's like little pods you can like take and go skiing on this like frozen like water and methane and all that. You can just go skiing off of that. And let me tell you something about the snow on Mars, but you go real fast, real quick. So have fun up there and in the valley and on the mountain. And we're gonna have to you're gonna have to seatbelt sign on, everybody, because we're going through the asteroid belt. That's what it's called. You're gonna really freak out for a moment. You're gonna get jostled around if you don't buckle up. So you don't want to die and hit your head on the ceiling and break your neck or something. That would be bad. But there's like a little gas station that we have to stop at in this place. It's called Ceres. It's like Mercury, the moon, but it's in the asteroid belt. It's the biggest thing in the asteroid belt. It has a gas station on it. So that's where we're going to be stopping, so you can get like a burger there or something. And then we're going straight off to the next one. We're going to Jupiter. Jupiter, biggest planet in the solar system. This is a giant planet. We're not actually going to land on the planet because there's nothing to land onto. This planet's really weird. There's no definable like surface. It's kind of just like a gradient of matter. So it's like gas on the top, and then it goes down to liquid, but there's not a point where it's liquid. It's like, let's go from hydrogen to liquid hydrogen, but it's like not hard point, and then it goes down to a core, but it's also not a hard point. It's a gradient of it. The days on this planet, they're 10 hours. Fastest days in the galaxy. If you really want your vacation to fly by, which I don't know why you would, you could spend a couple hours on this planet, and it would go by very quickly. What we're focused on here, though, is the moons. There's 67 confirmed moons around this here planet, because it's really huge. There's 4 biggies. There's Ganymede, it's a big rock, it's bigger than Mercury. There's Callisto, it's a slightly smaller rock. Io, we're not stopping there, because you will explode. And Europa, the final one. This is where we found the first extraterrestrial life ever, because there was life there. We found it in a really small, thing, and it was really tiny. It's yay big when we first found it, and then it bit one of the guy's hands off and made itself into the hand. So we were all really scared of that for a while, but then we kind of just put them in zoos everywhere, and it's all cool now. See all the things there is to see, get some nice lobster-esque creatures to get in your mouth, and then once we're all ready, we're going to the next one. Here we are, we arrived at Saturn, the second biggest planet. It has the second shortest day, 10.7 hours. This planet is very similar to Jupiter with the belts and the zones, but they're a lot less distinct from each other. What is distinct is the huge hexagonal storm at the pole, the North Pole. It's big storms are pretty common for gas giants, but this is a hexagon. Why did that happen? But let's be real, you didn't come to Saturn because it's a giant ball of gas. You came to Saturn for the rings. Well, are you in luck? Because we got another family-owned Italian restaurant in the ring called Cassini's. And it's right in the middle between the A ring and the B ring, right there. It goes around, it orbits, and there's onion rings. That's pretty funny, and they sell salami sandwiches that have bigger salami than the bread, so it looks like it's a ring. Another thing about hexagons, this planet, it's basically a planet. It's called Titan. It has a thick atmosphere. It has liquid on it, not liquid water. And there's natural forming stuff on there, and it rains hexagonal snow. Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun, so obviously there's some real japes and tricks going on, unless this was all a ploy by the devil, because it's the 6th planet, hexagonal storm and hexagonal snow. I think there's no coincidence here. This is the planet where the devil is in the core of the planet, and you can get airlifted down in a tube, and it will go straight to the core of the planet where you can see if the devil is real, but you will not come back. You will probably die if you go down there, but you'll know if the devil is real or not. if you go down there. So, yeah, that's at no extra charge. It's basically a PCP tube. What's PCP? I meant to say PVC. I'm really sorry about that. To our sponsors. Okay, it appears one of the creatures from the planet has snuck on board, and we need to... Okay, this is really not good. I don't want to touch it because it might eat my hand. Like I said before, it might eat my hand and then... Okay, okay, it left. Okay, it's back. Okay, this is kind of bad. I think I shouldn't move. Because if I do, then it might attack. It might be provoked. It might attack. It's kind of just lumbering around. It has 30 tentacles. You can't see them. They're off camera. Hi. Okay. Eject. Eject. Yes, get it out. Okay, apparently we hired that. It's our cafeteria worker. So, we're gonna... Enough about this boring old place. Let's get out of Saturn and go somewhere completely, we're gonna go to a new set of planets, the ice giants. You know, we're real far out now. We're approaching Uranus now. This planet is really odd. It's like, it's got a bunch of methane on its surface, methane gas, and that makes it really blue. And all of its moons are named after Shakespeare characters. We got a lot of really good theatrical releases coming out around here. So this is like Broadway. So you want to go to any like cool show, any new show like Slim Flarfanoog the Third, or like My Ordinary Day in Slakkerderg, you can go see them in this place for it's a lot of money. I'm gonna be real. Now, unfortunately, all the seats are on the wall, and so is the stage, so you kind of have to sit sideways, but that's only the gimmick because, you know, the planet's on its side. It rotates. You're not going to be on the planet ever, but if you were, if Earth was on its side like that, its seasons would be horrible. You would have the hottest summer where the sun would never set, and then it would go to winter, and you would never see the sun for 6 months. But imagine that on the planet this far out from the sun. That's a hundreds, like decades long seasons. If this is like Game of Thrones level seasons, you know, people are gonna be like, winter is coming. That's gonna happen to you if you are on this, except you won't ever be on this because it has no definable surface. So you're just gonna you don't have to worry about it, essentially. I don't know why I brought all that up. Okay, we're going to Neptune now. Off to Neptune, the coldest planet. This planet is so far away from the sun, billion miles away from the sun, that the sunlight that reaches it on high noon is equal to us at late sunset on Earth. That's the brightest it's gonna get here. We do have a really fun program on this planet, because it's the god of the sea, Neptune, and all that. We got these really cool boat things. They're not boats, they're like ships, but they are able to sail on the methane and the surface gases, and you can have a whole pirate adventure all throughout Neptune. You can have swabbies, you can have lackeys, you can have parrots, You can have booty, you can have cannonballs and cannons. You can sink other people's ships and kill them in the deep, dark seas of Neptune. You will have blood on your hands if you play this game. Unless you take up the mantle and have it in yourself. Well, no, other way around. You will die if you aren't able to kill another man. So, you have to do that. That part's not optional, like the maelstrom of blood that the Venusian gauntlet is. You have to do this on our thing. And after all that, after those weeks of intense battling and sailing and scurvy and all that junk, we'll take a stop by one of the moons of Neptune, Triton. This moon is very cold, much like Neptune, but it has nitrogen all over the surface. Liquid nitrogen. It shoots it up out of geysers all over the surface. And, little treat, this company that started like way back in the 21st century called Sub-Zero, as soon as inner solar system travel started, they went straight to Triton. Now they have unlimited natural fuel to make liquid nitrogen ice cream for you. We're like in the Kuiper Belt now, so why not go pay a visit to little old Pluto? Really weirdly controversial, even after like 200 years. I feel like people should just accept the fact that it's not a planet, but they're like, it's a planet! So, we're here now. There's not much to do here. And what do you... Oh, holy shit! You just blew up Pluto!